Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Tina Wu. Today I'm going to talk about my research report, Refugee Crisis in Germany, the ordeals displaced people confront. In my report, I will explore the complex set of obstacles Syrian refugees face in Germany, including Germans' mental perceptions shaped partly by crimes committed by a small minority of refugees, and the challenges of finding employment, pursuing education, and attending integration courses. Here's the table of content. First, I will talk about the introduction of the overall situation. And then I will introduce the refugee crisis in Germany, talk about the rising doubt on the welcoming policy proposed by German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and elaborate the reasons behind the attacks against refugees by Germans, which include Germans' mental perceptions and societal reasons. In the end of my report are some other obstacles refugees face and my conclusions. In 2015, European countries faced the refugee crisis, and among them, Germany had the greatest influx of asylum seekers. Most of the asylum seekers in Germany are Syrians whose hometown is experiencing a civil war. To have a safer life, the refugees escaped to Europe, but those in Germany encountered violent acts from the locals due to Germans' mental perceptions and societal reasons. Everything began after the refugee crisis. Then, how did the refugee crisis start? It started in an African country, Tunisia. In 2011, after a Tunisian vendor set himself on fire after having been harassed by police officers who attempted to shut down his business, a series of protesting movements began in Tunisia. Soon after that, these anti-government movements were spread to neighboring countries in North Africa and the Middle East, which is later known as the Arab Spring. In Syria, the main focus of the anti-government movement was to overthrow a totalitarian regime of Bashar al-Assad, and it soon became a civil war with some foreign interventions. The conflicts between Syrian government and the anti-government resulted in more than 4 million Syrians escaped this country by 2016. Later, due to the relaxation of immigrant law in Germany and the declaration of Wir schaffen das, which means we can do it, by Angela Merkel, Germany became a popular destination for Syrian refugees. However, the Germans were soon dissatisfied with Merkel's policy because of cultural differences and the crimes committed by some newcomers. The number of attacks against refugees rose, and there are more cases of attacks in Eastern Germany than in Western Germany. According to Jekyll and Koenig, attacks on refugees in Eastern Germany are 6 times higher than in Western Germany. Then, for what reasons did the Germans attack the refugees? Researchers have divided the reasons into 2 categories. The first one is about the Germans' mental perceptions, including xenophobia, fear of unknown, Islamophobia, and behavioral contagion. Xenophobia, the dislike toward foreigners or their culture, and fear of unknown are more severe in Eastern Germany, where people have less exposure to foreigners due to their political background. Islamophobia, the hatred, fear, or prejudice against Islamic culture or Muslims, can be attributed to the rising cases of terrorist attacks in Europe. A survey conducted by an organization called Vision of Humanity shows that in 2015, 57% of non-Muslim German citizens regarded Islam as dangerous. As for the behavioral contagion, it means the closer an area is to the site of a recent attack, the more possible that an attack will occur in that specific area. The other category of reasons behind the attacks on refugees is the societal reasons, which includes crimes committed by some immigrants and the political background of Eastern Germany. In 2016 alone, refugees were reported to be suspects of more than 20,000 crimes. Also, the large-scale sexual crimes committed by non-Germans in 2016 were notorious. Actually, among the refugees escaped to Germany, young males are in majority, and this group of people are believed to be prone to commit crimes wherever they are from. Besides, in terms of the political background, the Eastern Germany was once run by a regime that erected barriers to prevent its own citizens from fleeing oppressive leadership. The Easterners have little exposure to the outside world, where being multiculturalism has become a trend. This problem might have intensified the serious fear of unknown or Islamophobia problem in Eastern Germany. Moreover, right-wing parties gain more vote share in this area, so there might be more attacks on refugees as well. In addition to the attacks they encountered, the refugees also have difficulties finding a job or enrolling in a college due to lack of basic knowledge of German. Actually, to solve this problem, the authorities has held some integration courses for the refugees. However, according to some researchers, there are still a large group of refugees can't take the integration courses. Therefore, the availability of the integration courses should be expanded as well. After understanding what have happened to the refugees in Germany, what should we do now, especially when the Syrian civil war is still going on? Until December of 2020, almost 400,000 Syrians were documented dead and a large number of Syrians needed some form of humanitarian help. Therefore, we should keep helping the refugees and their host countries they seek asylum in. We can offer them medical help or even financial help. And what's more important is that we should call for the enactment of agreements between Syrian government and the opposition group to end this war as soon as possible. In my opinion, as long as the war continues, there will be asylum seekers. However, the resources are limited, so the best way to solve this problem is to end the war as soon as possible. Here comes the end of my presentation. I hope you have better understandings of the situation Syrian refugees in Germany are in. Thank you.